Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? And welcome back to DNA Wellness. And this is Dana coming to you. And today we are talking about why is my hair not growing? So if you want some easy, simple reasons why and answers and solutions, stick around to the end of the video because that is what we're going to go through. We're going to just talk a little bit about things that could be preventing or setting you back from that long, luscious locks that you're looking for. We will talk about 5 things that might be hindering your growth, okay? So 5 things, and number 1 is your genetics. So here is the reality. Some things are predisposed by your DNA, right? We talk a lot about DNA over here at DNA Wellness, and here is the reality though, and we say it time and time again, your genetics gives you a makeup and a code as to how you can be preventative with certain things. With your hair growth, it's no different, right? So if you know that genetically you are more predisposed to hair loss and at a certain time, then that will better help to create that platform for you so that you can slow down that process or prevent it altogether. So genetics is definitely the number 1 reason. Number 2, regrowth hair rate is slower than shedding. Okay, so this is another huge one. So the reality is your hair is growing, period. It's growing, right? But what happens is a lot of times you'll notice that you're shedding and it's shedding faster than the growth, right? And thus you will see, hey, my hair's not growing, right? So a few things just under this one: stop using traditional terry towels to dry your hair, okay? So this is a huge one, right? Because we probably grew up and we just put that towel, the normal, regular, towels that we're used to, and we put it on our hair after we wash it, right? But here's the thing. It causes friction to the hair. It can cause breakage to the hair. Our poor little hairs, remember when it comes out of your head, it's dead, right? So we want to try to prevent or minimize some of this. So don't use the terry towels, okay? Don't use your traditional towels that you're used to. You can substitute those. We actually will cut up old t-shirts and that's what we use to dry our hair. It's gonna have dual benefits because it's gonna help to self-dry as well as it's going to cut down on that friction. It's gonna cut down on breakage and things that could be causing that. The other big thing to remember now when we talk about different hair textures, right? So curly hair is a little bit different than straight hair, right? So we don't really brush our hair. We don't brush it or comb it, right? And you have to look at, depending on your hair type, depending on your hair texture, because how you love on your hair is going to be how it reacts to you, right? So if you're over brushing it, if you're over combing it, you could be encouraging more breakage, right? So we do a detangling process. If you have not checked out that video, be sure to check out our detangling process. Excellent tips in there. But what we do is we finger. We love on our hair. We go very gentle and we finger through the detangling process. So that could be another huge thing. Minimize or reduce the amount of time that you brush and comb the hair. Also, there's little things like, what is your comb and brush made out of? That can also be why your hair won't grow. The other thing under this one is sleep on a satin or silk pillowcase. Wrap up your hair with a satin or silk scarf. So this is another huge thing too, because a lot of times we get a lot of shedding, right, when we're sleeping, okay? And so again, if we're on just a traditional cotton pillow, this could cause more friction and this could cause more breakage. And this is why you might be seeing that your regrowth rate is slower than your shedding, okay? So balance those two out. I promise you will see a difference, okay? The third reason that we're going to talk about is age, stress, and hormones. We're just going to put them all together. We will talk a little bit more about that more specifically. But age, stress, and hormones play a huge part in all of that, okay? So here's the reality. After about 45, unfortunately, right, some of those hair growth, it starts reducing, it starts minimizing. Also stress. If you're stressed out, I know you've probably noticed, your hair starts falling out, right? Your hair is coming out in clumps and you're like, what is going on? Okay. So this could be another huge factor. So minimize stress, right? Do you take some me time? Do you take some self-love, self-care time? Quiet time. Sometimes just being quiet makes such a huge difference. Hormones. Hormones is another huge one, right? How many of us have babies out there, and you know, when you were pregnant, your hair was beautiful and luscious, right? You had that baby and you're like, what happened? So we will definitely discuss that more too. Stay tuned. Every Wednesday new videos come out, and we will go inside what is going to help grow that hair, what you need to do to work inside. The fourth thing that we want to talk about is ingredients. This is such a huge one, and I think so many people overlook and neglect this one, but ingredients make such a huge difference. Please, my friends, look on the ingredient list of the products that you are putting in your hair. Okay, so some statistics that absolutely terrified me. The reality is that in the hair care industry, beauty industry in general, 30% of all hair care, body care, and things like that marketed in the US are full of junk, right? Now, in the ethnic field, our more curly friends, right, it's 70%. You have to flip over the labels, right? If you choose better products, they have to create and make better products. We make the choice with our dollars, okay? So I'm just gonna talk about 3 ingredients. If you do not have KINKY LOCS, it has a longer list of ingredients to avoid. So check out KINKY LOCS when you get a chance. Make sure you grab that book. Link will be in the description as well. But 3 ingredients I want to really hone in on is isopropyl glycol. If you have any hair care product that has that ingredient, I want you to throw it away now. Get rid of it. That is going to strip your hair. It is going to make it cause more damage to your hair. It is an alcohol, right? So what happens when you rub alcohol on your skin, right? It dries out the skin. It's drying out your hair over time. If you continue to do that, it's not going to be able to absorb all the beautiful nutrients and wonderful things that you're trying to put in it. The other one is mineral oil. Get rid of the mineral oil. If you flip over a product and it has that mineral oil in it, all mineral oil does is sit on the surface. It does not absorb in because of the chemical compounds in it. So unfortunately, what it is doing in your hair is it is just sitting on top of it, and it's keeping anything else from getting in there and absorbing. Here's the thing, guys. We need moisture. We need hydration in our hair. And if we have something like mineral oil blocking those things in, your hair is going to stay dry. It's going to break off. The last one is propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is in antifreeze. Oh my goodness. Like, come on. What do we use antifreeze for, right? We do not want that in our hair. Again, it manipulates because of the chemical composition. It manipulates in our hair. It confuses it, and we no longer can get absorption. So those are just 3 ingredients. There's such a longer list, but make sure all of your products do not have any of those 3. Throw it out immediately and substitute. There are substitutes, and we'll talk more about that as well. The last one I want to talk about is diet. Diet. I can't emphasize diet anymore, okay? So diet is our 5th one that we want to talk about, because here's the reality. We are what we eat. If we are not getting enough of those beautiful nutrients, getting enough of those beautiful minerals, it's going to show up in our hair. So there it is, guys. Why won't my hair grow? Those are the 5 top reasons probably you're not getting hair growth. But let's next talk about how to make it grow. And we're going to start with inside. What things can you do inside to make your hair grow? So remember, new videos come out every Wednesday. So be sure to hit subscribe, hit that bell so you'll get notification when it gets uploaded every Wednesday. I'll see you then, guys. Take care and let's make that hair grow.